Hey guys, how y'all doing? Break time and look, sunshine. Oh man, it's so pretty. We're sitting out here enjoying it. I got Ruby with me today. Taking a little break. On our break, I wanted to come on for a minute and discuss a few things. I know that this new, no Ruby, I know that this new video came out of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' mother. But guys, they're pushing one theory. It's clear, it's evident. Pushing a theory. They know that video was debunked by the sheriff's office. They know the sheriff's office knows whose it is. They know they've spoken to the person. Don't think they haven't. They went door to door in that neighborhood. They've spoken to that person. And believe me, when they saw that clip and his porch light come on before he came out of his house with his dog, believe me, they went straight to that door. And anybody that wants answers, go straight to that door. It's right next to the construction site. So don't say you can't confirm anything. You can confirm it if you want, but the problem is you're scared of your neighbors because they think you're guilty. That's why you're scared of your neighbors. But it's okay. They're not only scared of the neighbors, guys, that I realize now. They're scared of the police, too. Because if you really do think about some of the things that were said, like zero evidence, no. And how many statements has TBI, FBI put out that says we have our evidence, but we can't release it? At this moment, at this point in time, we can't do this. We can't let out what we have to hold close. Just like that Tinkerbell video. They weren't going to release that. And they haven't released their part of it. They haven't released any of that. That came out because somebody else had got it. It didn't come out from them. They put everything else out to debunk it, but they haven't debunked that one, and we know it. Because that one clearly holds some kind of answer. Whether it be part of their cover-up or whether it be the actual part that happened. I mean, I don't know. I feel one way. I feel that I don't believe he was in that home after the roadhouse. There's no proof of it. There's no proof of him being there other than her word. And we don't trust their word because all they do is lie. They're not talking to law enforcement anymore. They're scared of them, I'm sure. They got lawyers. Don't think they don't. They do. They're not dumb. They weren't in the military for as long as they were to be dumb. So they know the answers. You can tell by her face. I'm going to post 2 pictures of her face on here and some truth to what I think is the deep breaths, the pausing. She does that every time she talks, right? That's part of her training. You know, she knows that she needs to pause to let her brain tell the lie. Because if you just keep talking, the truth will come out. Because our brain doesn't know to lie. We tell it to lie. Think about that. Language leads to the truth. She didn't say anything different. She didn't beg for her child. She didn't. The one thing that really, really makes me understand now that they're pushing a theory of the construction site. We know that. And one thing I want to know, they're pushing that for a reason. Are they pushing that because they hid him there and they covered him up there? I don't know that. It's just my opinion, allegedly. Just everything's alleged in my book. I'm just a big alleged. We're all alleged. We're all guessing, trying to figure out what happened, trying to put together what happened. That's what we're doing. So allegedly, in my opinion, this is how I feel. And it's all alleged. You know, not to reflect the channel. Y'all's comments, y'all's alone not to reflect the channel. We do our research together because we do have big hearts. We want these kids found. We want justice. We want truth. That's what we seek. We seek the truth because the truth always leads to what happened. And one thing I do know about this kid that as smart as he really was, now that they say how smart he really was, right? Think about that. You can't leave him around. He's going to tell. I think the abuse had gotten so bad that they had to do something because they might have both been going to go down. I don't know. I look at it one way. At least they didn't run like Stephanie Drummer's parents ran from CPS. But they were trying every which way to make sure that CPS didn't get to them. That was their plan. And there was one thing in the way of that plan. You got to remember, no matter what, if you have an abortion or not, that's to me, depends on the reason of it. That's a woman's choice, but I would never take a woman's rights from a woman. That's not fair. But what I can say is she's had 3 kids and she has none right now. Think about that for a minute. She never wanted kids. And you know how I always say karma happens, right? She had a child that she was pretty much going to have to take care of for the rest of his life. And Christopher Prophet didn't want that, because that child kept getting him in trouble. Because, but why? Because Sebastian told the truth. He didn't lie like they did. We know that almost everything they say is lies. They clearly lied last night about a video. That video has been debunked. You don't think FBI and Secret Service didn't strip that thing down and go door to door, go straight to that damn house? Say, hey, why'd your porch light come on at 12:12 a.m.? I'm sure that man was scared to death. Probably, I mean, men in black come to your door, right? You're going to be scared too. So, a man walking his dog gets put as Sebastian. Okay, for one, that dog, just like my dog, and I'm going to prove this point because I feel like it's dogs protect their owners, right? That's what they do. Y'all saw that in the clip yesterday. A man, he wasn't even close to me. But what did she do? Bark to let me know he's there and came right beside me and stood. Like, I'm not going to let this person get to you, right? Okay, if there would have been somebody out there, do you not think that dog would have started barking? Small dogs bark way more than big dogs. If Sebastian would have been hiding behind a car, the dog would have smelled him for one, and he would have barked at him. So of course that's a debunked video. It has no relevance. If law enforcement tells us it has no relevance, it has no relevance. Because Sheriff, I think people are getting confused. You got to remember, FBI is backing them. Secret Service is backing them. So before they debunk something, it's been ran through everybody. And for her to sit there and say zero evidence they have is a lie. They're just not releasing nothing to them because they're suspects. They're not dumb. That's why I think they showed them the trash truck video in the beginning. I don't think they really truly showed them the Tinkerbell lights. I think they saw that after Nick Barris got it. Because really clearly he tried to debunk it from the start anyway, which we know that means it has truth because they fought so hard to debunk it. So anything they're trying to debunk or trying to throw out there as nothing, as much as we want it to be, it's not nothing. No, it is something. Or else law enforcement would have put that one out a long time ago like they just did this one and said has no relevance to the case. Think about it. They're not dumb. But we know now that they're going through a lawyer. They're not dealing with TBI. Seth is, because he wants his son back. He wants his son found. And you got one over here that had a chance. They got their shot at big headline news, right? They got their shot. And what did she do? Never begged for her child. Again. 1 year later. 1 year later. That's no mother. Stop. That's no mother. You cannot go after that. No. Behave. All right. Hey, it's a squirrel over here and she wants to go chase it, but I'm not going to let you chase it. The squirrel didn't do nothing to you. I know you don't want it around, but sometimes she's silly like that. It's okay. You're a good girl. Here, look. Hey guys. Ruby. All right, there you go. I wanted to put a camera in her face for a second, but yeah, she's just acting silly. The sun is beautiful. She should be laying down soaking up sun. All right. But you know, the funny thing is, no ma'am, the funny thing is, the deep breaths, she's been doing that since day one. That's her way of stopping and thinking because she knows she's going to slip. So all she was focused on was not slipping. Watch her eyes. You can clearly tell. That's why I knew when she put this out, we were going to completely shred it apart. I knew that was going to happen. But I'm not here to shred it in a bad way. I'm just shredding it in a way of the language. And the way of the language is guilt, grieving, sad, heartbroken for what she did for a man that beat on her child. But she's got to live with that. One way or another, God works in crazy ways. So I say, Sebastian Wayne, Jake Rogers, justice is coming. And I think the walls are closing in and they're looking at They're probably Google searching jail cells right now. And, you know, I think they know. And you know what's sad is he's going to talk today, and I really don't even want to watch it because I can tell you right now what he's going to talk about. And that's why I want to put this out before he speaks. He's going to talk about the construction site because I feel now that maybe we need to go search that construction site. Because they're pushing a narrative that that child is there from the beginning. Did they hide that child there? It is construction site, so they bury and cover everything up quickly and move on. They're in a hurry. They don't pay attention. If they had made a little hole inside a big hole, just get down the bottom, dig a little hole, lay them in it really shallow, cover them up where you don't see it. The construction workers don't pay attention. They just start shoveling dirt, backhoeing dirt in there. One push of dirt's a couple 1,000 pounds, guys, covering something up. And if it was a 6, 8, 10-foot hole, can you imagine? Probably deeper than that. I don't know, but I'm just saying. They're pushing this theory. They're pushing the theory that this child is at that construction site. And they're not knowing how to do it, but they're trying. They're trying it with debunked information. And that's what makes me believe that that child might possibly be in that construction site. And that's our next goal. Well, I'm working right now with the man, ground penetrating radar, to see if he was willing to help, because it's very, very expensive. I'm trying to get him to help me in this because it's not a big area that we need to do. We have photos that day from the helicopter, thank God, so we know where those holes were. So we know now where to penetrate the ground to see. You know, some of them go 20 feet, 30 feet. We need to know. And one way to clear it is to ground penetrated radar that section. And I can tell you right now, the way they're pushing this theory, if that child is there, they're going down 100%. And you notice they've waited a year, right? They waited 11 months to start talking, really pushing the construction site more. They let things pass. They got this guy, now they're pushing this theory. So if they're pushing something, it's telling us something. They know. They know where Sebastian, stop, boo, you're not getting the squirrel. They know where Sebastian is. They do. And only they know. So we don't know yet. And we might not ever know unless we can find him. That's going to be the only way we know is if we find him. Because they're not going to tell, ever. And we need to accept that fact. That they gave none less of this child. Katie didn't care about this child. You can see it in her face, her fake tears. That's not how women cry. Go look at Riley Strand's mom and compare that mom's photo when she's talking about her son and only her son and asking for people and begging for people to help her find her son. And you have another one over here that's silent, and when she does get a chance to talk, she doesn't say the same thing she said in the beginning. I don't know why he walked out that door. You didn't bring that up one time. That when she asked you your theory, the first thing I thought you were going to say was, because that's what you've been going with, was he walked out that door. Did y'all notice she didn't follow that anymore? Why? She forgot about that lie, right? It's been a year. That's what happens when time goes by. They forget. Why do you think law enforcement stays hot on their trail? Because they forget some of the things they said in the beginning. They change. We know she's changed her story 4 or 5 times, so we know we can't believe what she said. I believe the thud if he was home, but I believe that thud was something else, not what they would ever tell us it really was. Because sometimes the brain tells the truth, and then you got to cover it up really fast, right? And that's what happened. She never meant to tell the thud, or she'd have told it in the first one. She never meant to tell that she was on the phone with, on the college class doing. She didn't want to tell any of that in the beginning. She was scared, right? So they just kept making up stuff to try to counteract some of the lies that had slipped. But the biggest one that slipped was the one when she really clearly stated, pretty much, it was already too late. That's where really all this came in, is her statements. We're only doing and jumping on this case because their statements don't add up and they keep lying. Liars are guilty. That's the point. Like I said, you can fight for your country, but you can't fight for your child. Makes no sense. Both of them fought for their country, and they couldn't fight for this child. That's truly sad. The one that needed you the most, The one heartbeat that needed you the most, you failed him. Clear out failed him. Allowed the CPS reports to happen. Allowed the essay to happen. All on your watch. Give me one thing negative on Seth's watch that you can prove. There's nothing. You tried that. It didn't work. The judge said no. So prove to me one thing. Everything that happened to Sebastian happened on your watch, Katie. And thank you for coming out and finally standing at a camera long enough to let us see your face so we can match that with the lies. Because that's all you did. Clearly. You did not go to your main theory. Every time they ask a theory, they give a long answer. And it's drawn out. In the very beginning, it was, I don't know why he walked out the door. That's what they stuck with. Here we go, like Chris said. He walked out that door. He walked out that door. She didn't say that. She beat around the bush. She doesn't want to answer questions. She was told by a lawyer and drilled by a lawyer before she did this. But the one thing that she couldn't drill, the lawyer couldn't stop, was how she would tell her story. With the, okay, that is basically giving your brain enough time to come up with the lie. That's all it's doing, and making sure you don't tell the truth. Every time she was asking important questions, she took a breath and closed her eyes. She had to think that hard about what she was going to say. Do y'all get that? She had to focus that hard on what she was going to say when the truth should, if it was the truth, it would roll out and flow. And it would be, damn it, they still haven't found my son. I'm disappointed. I'm upset. I'm mad. Why can they not find my son? How far could he have gone? That's what she should be saying. And she says none of it. None of it. She basically gave us the truth of somebody has this kid and she believes that. And so she believes it because she knows that someone has this child most likely. Or someone had this child for a little bit and now he's gone. I don't know. I don't think they would have left him alive too long because then he could rat. I really don't. I hate to say that. And I don't mean to be the bearer of the bad news, but it's been a year, guys. We need to face reality. One peep of this child has not been found. We're not searching riverbanks and landfills and everything to find a child walking around. I wish and pray we do. I pray he's put up. That's the only way they could have done it. And not left nothing behind, was get him out of that area, and that's what they did. It wasn't him on his own getting out of that area. He had never done it. He had never run and gone far before. He had never made an attempt to try to leave before. He's not a loper, remember? He's not a runner, remember? He left with no shoes when he don't go outside with no shoes. That's the biggest one of it. We know that he does not go outside without shoes, so why would she say he did? When everything else leads to he wouldn't. Show me one picture of him outside with no shoes on. I guarantee you they can't, because for one, they don't have many pictures. And so she started taking pictures the day of. I bet she took a lot of pictures that Sunday. A lot that we'll never see. And BJ's and at the bowling. I guarantee you she was taking pictures all day to have photos, memories. Like I said, memories. Empty seat for Christmas when Christmas wasn't even there. You gave us all the answers. We just have to follow the language. So, you know what? Justice for Sebastian Rogers. We don't need her to talk anymore. We know the truth. So she can sit silent and not beg for her son, because that's the answer. The answer is they're not begging for their son. That's the truth. So, you know what? We just need to find him. And it's heartbreaking, because he's probably going to be found in a shallow hole. And that's heartbreaking. And sad. And Chris will give us answers tonight. He'll give us a lot of answers tonight. It'll be lies, but it'll be answers. There might be a little truth in it. We just have to follow it. So I won't watch it. I didn't watch hers last night. I caught a bit of it this morning. It's not very long. I saw her face, and I just read her eyes, and I read her lips, and I read her eyeballs, and that's all you need to read is her body language. Everything she said pretty much was a lie. Pretty much everything. And you notice how she didn't really talk a lot about spaghetti pancakes and Google them, y'all, and all that shit. Talking to his grandma. She was scared that question would be asked, probably. And now that the truth has come out, she's scared. So she only targeted questions that she knew she could lie and get away and not have to really focus too hard, and that's sad. But it's okay. She's a mother that didn't care about her child. We know that now. She had 3 and has 0, so we have to look at that. That's history repeats itself, right? what they always say. It's my grandpa used to say, history repeats itself. And it did. And all they really wanted was little faith. And that's sad. I hope they never get that child. I pray they never get that child. I pray every day for that. That child is safe with her mother. She's not safe at that house. No child is safe at that house. And they've shown that. It goes to this child because they know the answers. They know where he is. And one day, it's going to come out. I have faith that one day it'll come out. God's not going to let them hold it in forever. She's going to slip somewhere. She slips. She's going to slip somewhere. Let her get drunk somewhere and somebody, she thinks a friend be recording her and she's going to slip. It's going to come out. And they'll get busted. It'll be the end of the story. I think they almost have probable cause, to be honest. I think they've already done a grand jury. I think this DA is on their ass so hard that they don't even know he is. If that DA is involved as much as Nick Bear says that he's involved, they better watch out. DAs don't get involved unless they're ready to charge someone. So, I think it's coming soon. I think they know that this, I think they've known a lot from the beginning. And now that they're speaking, don't think that FBI is not analyzing everything she said and her body language. They're breaking that down right now by 10 different people. And they're going to pick it apart. And these body language experts are going to pick it apart. Pat Brown, get on it, please. Peter Hyatt, get on it, please. I want to know your thoughts. Those two right there can really read. They are good at what they do, guys. They're gonna really break it down, and I'm ready for that. I hope they do it fast. Faster we get the information, the faster we can work on it. I'm just trying to now think we need to search that construction site, guys. We do, we really do. Before it gets too much out of the way and we can't. We need to. All right, guys. Anyway, I'm fixing to get out of here, but y'all have a wonderful day, guys. We love y'all, and y'all guys be safe. Say your prayers for all the missing and the runaways. They run for a reason. All the voiceless. We need justice all across the board. So, my opinions are always alleged. Just my theories, my thoughts, my speculation, not to reflect the channel. Y'all's comments alone, not to reflect the channel. We do our research together. We got big hearts. We got faith. Trigger warnings times 200 million. Justice for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He must be found. All right, guys, we'll talk soon. This is a mystery, that's for sure. We just got to figure it out. Keep digging. He needs us to dig. Keep digging. Keep putting pressure. All right, guys.